Major Barcelona updates. From transfer lockdowns to rising stars, there's a lot happening behind the scenes at the Camp Nou. Eric Garcia has officially been labeled untouchable this summer. Hansi Flick wants him renewed ASAP, and he's now seen as a vital piece of Barca's defense going forward. Meanwhile, Frenkie de Jong's contract renewal is stuck in limbo, not because of disagreement, but because the player has no agent. It's a bizarre situation that could delay his future at the club. Jules Kounde is also in contract talks amid Premier League interest, with Barcelona working hard to lock him down long-term. And let's not forget the next generation. Gil Fernandez is turning heads in pre-season and could be on the verge of a big breakthrough under Hansi Flick. Stick around as we break down every detail from transfer news to pre-season standouts. A member of the defensive ranks at La Liga champions Barcelona has been deemed absolutely untouchable on the transfer front this summer. That's according to Diario Sport, who highlight Eric Garcia as the player in question. Defender Eric, for his part of course, played a surprisingly prominent role in Catalonia's capital over the latter weeks of this past season. After Jules Kounde was condemned to a spell on the sidelines with a hamstring injury, the versatile Eric was tasked with filling in at right back in Barcelona's squad. And the former Manchester City man went on to do a thoroughly impressive job of as much. So much so that, as alluded to above, Eric is now considered completely off limits on the transfer market. As per a report from Sport, owing to he is non-transferable for Flick, who has asked for his renewal. The player also wants it. His performance level, versatility and more. It is crucial for FC Barcelona to always keep an eye on the contractual situations of their players. After all, too much negligence in that regard is exactly why the club has so many financial issues right now. A bit more care and awareness is something that simply will not hurt Barcelona. However, with new signings coming in, there is a need to adjust the current salary space and make room. With Marcus Rashford now set to join the club and with Jong Garcia already being there, the club has to act and must do it fast. Unfortunately, some operations are proving to be more difficult than others to resolve. For instance, the departure of Marc-Andre ter Stegen is proving to be difficult, even though it would greatly help the club in terms of registering players. However, the player remains adamant enough about staying on his own terms. Barcelona have no one to talk to for de Jong's renewal. On the other hand, Frenkie de Jong's contract renewal shouldn't be a major issue. Both the club and the player are on the same page. Barcelona want to keep him and adjust his salary to fit within their financial limits, and Frenkie is reportedly open to it. The problem, however, lies in the negotiation process. According to AS, de Jong recently cut ties with his longtime agent, Ollie Dursun, and currently has no licensed representative to handle formal talks. The person managing his legal matters now is a Dutch lawyer, but he doesn't hold a FIFA license, making him ineligible to officially represent the player in contract negotiations. As a result, despite mutual interest, Barcelona are stuck and unable to move forward with the renewal until a proper agent is appointed. Currently, the player has no official agent representing him, and the man who is taking care of his legal matters does not even hold a FIFA license. That person is currently a lawyer from the Netherlands, but he is not exactly qualified in terms of what Barcelona need from de Jong's representative. The club is effectively in limbo right now. In this scenario, Barcelona are effectively in limbo when it comes to renewal talks for the player. Despite both parties wanting to reach an agreement, the absence of a proper agent has essentially stalled negotiations and there is not much progress that can be made. Now, the club can simply wait until there is someone on the other side of the table to complete those negotiations with. As for the financial details of the proposed renewal, Barcelona would look to reduce the player's salary in order for the club to comply more easily with the 1:1 rule again. Barcelona have been in talks with defender Jules Kounde over a new contract for the French defender, amid interest from the Premier League. The Catalan side are confident of holding on to the 26-year-old. In recent months, once it became public that Barcelona were working on a new contract for Jules Kounde, interest from the Premier League quickly followed. Clubs like Chelsea, who had previously chased Kounde during his Sevilla days, and Arsenal showed interest in the French defender. More recently, even Manchester City have reportedly made inquiries about his availability. However, Barcelona have made solid progress in contract talks with Kounde. Discussions are said to be going smoothly, and the club is hopeful of reaching an agreement to keep him at Camp Nou for the long term. What all sources coincide on is that Barcelona have been in talks with Kounde during the month of July, as they try to work towards a new deal. MD described those talks as fluid, and say that advances have been made towards a new deal of late. Barcelona are hoping to hold on to a player they consider to be the best in the world at his position. Door more likely to open next summer. It seems a chance to sign Kounde is more likely to come up next summer if Barcelona cannot agree a deal over a new deal. Yet the recent history suggests Barcelona will be able to strike a deal to keep Kounde at the club. Director of Football Deco has made a mission of locking down Barcelona's current assets into new deals, which has so far seen Gavi, Pedri, Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, Ronald Araujo and Fermin Lopez committing their future to the club. Several academy players have made their way to the FC Barcelona first team in the last few years, and this summer during the preseason, several more of these youngsters will get the chance to impress Hansi Flick and make their way to his team. As things stand, a number of players from the youth academy are training under the German coach, and some of them will even get to travel with him for the upcoming Tour of Asia. One such youngster who also trained with the first team during last summer's preseason was Gil Fernandez. This year he has once again been called up by Hansi Flick. Gil Fernandez impressing in Barcelona preseason training. Playing in Barcelona Athletic last season, it was not a memorable 2024-25 season for the 17-year-old midfielder who saw the Blaugrana B team get relegated. However, he was still one of the standout players in this team and remained one of the positive aspects of the B team season. For now, Sport reports that Gil Fernandez is once again taking full advantage of the opportunity afforded to him by Flick, and the coaches have already highlighted the good sessions he is completing and the improvements he is making both physically and technically. Options for the future. At only 16 years of age he was one of the most important protagonists for the Barcelona athletic team, and now he will be training or even playing along with some of the biggest names in football, including Robert Lewandowski, Pedri, Frenkie de Jong, Dani Olmo, etc. His talents are also being recognized outside of the Blaugrana club, and Gil has received offers from Segunda División clubs, including one from FC Andorra. He already has 39 Primera RFEF appearances under his belt, with 7 goals and 2 assists. It remains to be seen where his future lies, but for now, Gil Fernandez will continue to train under Hansi Flick and travel to Japan and South Korea with him. Barcelona are walking a tightrope this summer, juggling contract renewals, financial challenges, and a push for long-term stability. Eric Garcia is staying put, with Flick convinced of his value at right-back. Jules Kounde is in renewal talks, despite outside interest, and Barca are confident they'll keep their defensive gem. Frenkie de Jong wants to stay, but with no licensed agent, renewal talks are frozen. A strange twist in one of the most crucial sagas of the summer. And in Gil Fernandez, Barca may be nurturing the next midfield star, someone already shining in preseason and attracting outside attention. With the season fast approaching, Barcelona's decisions now will shape their future for years to come. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Insider Barca news.